Hey guys, Tom Phillips from Eurogamer here with a look at a few clues in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which may or may not point to future Assassin's Creed game locations and time periods. I wanted to show you this document found while hacking your colleagues' computers in the game's present day section set in Abstergo Entertainment, the series Templar-run front company which is now using the Animus research to make video games. This email chain between a number of Abstergo employees is stuffed full of references and hints for fans to discover, as indeed are most documents found in the game's modern day section. It's a real treasure trove for AC geeks such as myself. First off, a number of the people named in this email sound very similar to real life Ubisoft employees. Christopher Darby is a reference to Darby McDevitt, middle name Christopher, the scriptwriter for a number of AC games including AC4. Melanie LeMay may be a reference to Anne LeMay, a former AC writer who worked on Revelations and Embers. So here's the bit in the email chain talking about future AC locations. What other historical periods and locations can we explore? Olivier Garneau, the boss of Abstergo Entertainment, asks. Executives at Abstergo Industries have given me the goal of producing one complete virtual experience per annum, he adds, an allusion to the AC series' much discussed annual release schedule. In addition to smaller offerings, that is, such as books, recordings, films and other transmedia offerings, he adds, which is just what Ubisoft does with AC. He also poses the question of whether the Sample 17, that's Desmond, has enough dead relatives to keep future games centering on his bloodline, something Ubisoft has toyed with itself in AC3 Liberation, which is name-checked here. LeMay replies and says, well, here's a list of where they have data from Desmond's bloodline. On his father's side, it's 15th century in the Italian Renaissance, which is Ezio. In the 16th century, Ottoman Empire, which is the later Ezio stuff shown in Revelations, and presumably where his children we saw in Embers will be. Then there's 18th century American colonies stuff, which is Connor, and 19th century New England and American Midwest, which is interesting, possibly suggesting cowboys. On his mother's side is 12th century Holy Land, which is Altair, 13th century Egypt and Northern Africa, which is where we know Altair's son Darren went at the end of Revelations. He was living in Alexandria. Next we have 14th century Ashigawa Shogunate in Japan, the 18th century French Revolution, the 19th century Napoleonic Wars and Taiwan, and the 20th century Summer of Love on the American Pacific coast. So right here we have nearly all of the most commonly asked for settings. AC fans have wanted Japan, Egypt, cowboys, and the French Revolution for a long time. These are all popped up on Ubisoft's own marketing surveys for fans to suggest future locations as well. So, and we know that at least the next game in the Assassin's Creed series is in development, partly at Ubisoft Toronto, although that is not the lead studio. So one of these may already be in development. There's also talk of having to hang a game on a specific genre trope, such as pirates, ninjas, and zombies, favourites of the video game industry. The latter of which, we're reminded, is sort of possible if you count the voodoo stuff Aveline found in AC3 Liberation. They say the next few virtual experiences that they make must be action-orientated, so wars and major combat operations are a good starting point. That sounds an interesting hint. There's also a nice bit which talks about not having the series set so late in time that people can drive vehicles, which is something that Ubisoft has itself remarked upon in the past. Yeah, that would be a bit odd. The emails continue and discuss taking samples from other bloodlines, with some rather flowery bits discussed where you could hang out with various historical figures. Wouldn't it be nice to hang out with Darwin? Yes, but probably a little bit dull. So then there's this final rather angry email which just tells the rest of the group they need to focus on stuff that sells. Jack the Ripper in Victorian London, for example, which is probably the most requested time period by fans, or the French Revolution, or cowboys. So, to sum it up, it's good to know that Ubisoft, or Abstergo Entertainment, has confirmed most of the highly requested time periods for AC are in Desmond's bloodline. Not Victorian London, but it says in the emails there is also wiggle room for finding new ancestors. Also, it's fun to think that this is the sort of internal discussion Ubisoft itself has on the subject of where to set new AC games, and that they know full well where fans would like the series to go next. Whether they do so, or surprise everyone, we'll probably have another 6 months to find out. Thanks for watching.